Welcome to Master 2255 English Phrasal Verbs, complete course with 150 categories for fluency. This course is here to help you master English phrasal verbs in every context. Today, we're focusing on the 84th category, time management and productivity, top phrasal verbs for efficiency. These verbs are essential for organizing tasks, meeting deadlines, and maximizing your productivity. Let's dive in. First, let's start with set aside. This phrasal verb means to reserve time or resources for a specific purpose. For example, set aside some time each morning to plan your day, or he set aside money for an upcoming project. Next is put off. This refers to delaying or postponing a task. You might say, stop putting off your assignments and start working on them, or she put off the meeting until next week. Get around to means to finally do something you've been meaning to. For instance, I'll get around to cleaning my desk this weekend, or when will you get around to responding to those emails? Take up describes starting a new activity or task. You could say, he took up journaling to keep track of his goals, or she's decided to take up a new project to stay engaged. Work on means to make an effort to improve or complete something. For example, she's working on her presentation for tomorrow, or he worked on fixing the issues with his schedule. Keep up with refers to maintaining the same pace as others or staying updated. You might hear, it's important to keep up with your deadlines, or she's struggling to keep up with the workload. Catch up on describes making progress on something you're behind on. For instance, I need to catch up on my reading assignments, or he spent the weekend catching up on emails. Stay up means to remain awake, often to finish a task. You could say, she stayed up late to complete the report, or he stayed up all night preparing for the presentation. Wrap up refers to finishing or concluding a task. For example, let's wrap up this project by the end of the day, or they wrapped up the meeting with a summary of key points. Run out of means to use up all of a resource or time. You might say, we ran out of time before finishing the presentation, or they ran out of supplies for the workshop. Set up describes organizing or preparing something. For instance, she set up a system to manage her tasks more effectively, or the team set up a timeline for the project. Plan out means to create a detailed plan. You could say, he planned out his entire week to ensure he stayed productive, or she's planning out the steps needed to meet the deadline. Cut back on refers to reducing the amount of something, such as time spent on less important activities. For example, he's cutting back on social media to focus on his work, or they cut back on unnecessary meetings to save time. Follow through means to complete a task or see something to its end. You might hear, it's important to follow through on your commitments, or she followed through with her promise to deliver the project. Finally, get down to describe starting to focus on a task seriously. For instance, let's get down to business and tackle these issues, or he got down to work as soon as the meeting ended. These phrasal verbs are essential for discussing time management and productivity. Practice using them in conversations about planning, prioritizing, and completing tasks efficiently, and they'll soon become second nature. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next lesson.